always see like women complaining on social media about their in-laws, their husbands, their friends, family, everyone, right? Like they're always venting about something. Like my husband did this, my mother-in-law did this, my sister-in-law did this. We never hear men talking about it, but they also have problems, of course, right? Because I recently saw a meme. It said that when you marry your wife, but you feel like you married the entire family because she gets controlled by her sisters and the mom. I was like, oh my God, we never think about that, a man's perspective. How, like, a lot of girls,
Like what they feel like, or like what they
yeah,
go through, the struggles and all.
yeah,
But sometimes I wonder, when men have their outings and all, do they really sit and gossip?
they'll go gossip about their in-laws. I don't
Yeah.
think so. I don't think that's a man thing. But I'm sure they get hurt too. Like they get hurt
Or there's
if
certain
their
things they don't
wife.
like, right?
Yeah. And I'm like, actually, that's true because I feel like there's a lot of women out there, maybe including me. I don't think my sister controls me, but like obviously, like
We
I
tend
get,
to share
I
and give
want to get
advice.
advice. And that's okay. But I think there's some women that they will like ask permission even for everything. Not permission, but like if their sisters say no to something, they'd be like, it's a no. You know what I mean? They get controlled really fast. And I feel like that happens a lot.
Well, you're not. It's not that just getting advice. Some people do get influence. You're right, and that
Yeah.
influence can change up so much in their relationship. And then the husband's like, "I didn't marry like your
entire
family,
family,
the
yeah.
entire family. I married you. So what is your
Yeah.
thought?" But they don't even know how to respond back because they're so dependent on their family's input. And it's not about one thing or two things. Like if it's an advice they want to give, it's for the better of their relationship. Like, if you go back and ask for an advice, great. But if this person or the sisters or mom is giving advice on, oh, don't do that vacation, it's too expensive for you, oh, don't throw that party, you shouldn't do that, and then it changes.
And if it's affecting your relationship,
Yeah,
then the guy is in a bad situation.
and I feel bad for them.
It's nice to vent about something to your sister, to your mom, to your friend, or whoever
Yeah,
is
it's fine
close
to
to you.
vent.
But and even seek for advice if it's
Yeah.
a good advice.
What the worst part about all of this is, even if they give advice, let's say the sister's complaining about their husband or in-laws, then that sister or mother or whoever they're venting to will start holding a grudge against this family, against this partner.
Yeah.
And then everything between the husband and wife is perfectly fine. They're going on
At the
vacations,
end
they're
of the
going
day,
on
yeah.
dates, but then the family still has a grudge against them. And that's wrong.
Exactly.
And
It's
that's
really
why
wrong.
you need to know how much to talk about. Like,
Yeah.
I understand, like you said, venting is okay. Like, you can vent, you're complaining, that's okay. You
But
can
you
just
don't
vent.
need to run everything by your family or friends. I think a marriage should be between only two people. And if another person gets involved, it's already ruined.
It's like the untold rule when, when someone tells you something and says, don't tell anybody. That don't tell anybody does not include your husband in
Yeah.
most cases,
Yeah.
right? Like
Yeah.
you end up, like, your husband's your best friend. You end up sharing stuff with them.
Yeah, everything
So
should
same
be
thing
private.
between your husband and wife. It's like that rule where certain things should not like leave your house.
Yeah.
Should not leave.
Yeah.
And be told to every
Yeah.
single person. Again, I personally, like, I have
Yeah.
my sisters. I love my sisters.
Yeah.
We share a lot, but I get amazing advice from my sisters.
Exactly.
Like,
You know it when it's
I
a good
know,
advice.
I know what, even if
Sometimes they take the husband's
even
side.
if
like
I'm
my-
on the right, like,
My
they'll be like, it's
yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I'll be like, are you my sister?
Or
are you my
his-
sister or not?
Yeah, that's
Like,
how it should be.
seriously.
If they're giving you good advice, you know it because they will
And
take his
that's why I
side
can-
when they need to, right? And they'll never like if you're heated, they'll never put more heat on.
They shut the fire.
Yeah,
They
they're like,
shut it,
you know
and
what, just relax.
and it actually makes me so much more calmer.
Yeah,
And
it
it's a
is.
different perspective I
Yeah.
see, that I'm like, oh, you know what? I guess I was heated, and I guess I
Yeah.
wasn't, like, in the right mindset.
Yeah.
Now I get it. Now I see it coming from, my older sister, even
Yeah.
my younger sister, and I'm just like, thank God. Like,
One advice that I got from someone when I was newly engaged was never ever share anything from your in-laws and your husbands to your family or from your family to your in-laws, because that actually ruins relationship. And I use that throughout the whole entire of my marriage and has been working.
I agree, but I can also disagree to a certain point, because it all depends on the kind of family and in-laws you have.
That's
If your
true.
husband is the kind of husband who will judge you, who will bring back like, certain stories that you have shared about your family and say, well, your family's like this, your family's like that, then you could never share with them, right?
But Lita, I'm talking about not sharing simple things or little things. I'm talking about like too much information.
One thing that I've learned from my husband is something that I live by, and this only happened like more recently, is if a story, a secret, or whatever you want to call it, does not involve you, does not harm you or hurt you in any way, is not about you,
Or affect you.
exactly, you do not need to know. At first I didn't agree with that, but now I'm just like, no, why do I need to know?
Yeah.
Why do I need to get myself inserted in a drama or in a family situation that I don't even care about, or it doesn't even hurt me or bother me? I am in a stage in my life right now that I really don't care about who does what. They're gonna get over it. They're gonna be better like the next day or so. Let me live my life. I just want to live my life.
And that's exactly how I feel, because I think our husbands are like the same. He told me the same thing a long time ago. Like, why would I come involve you in things that it doesn't affect you in any way?
Mm-hmm.
And like you said before, it bothered me too. But now I'm like, oh, like I'm too busy for any of.
I have so much on my plate right now. Like
too much more in my brain. I don't want to think about it.
If anything, you take some of the stuff away from me so I can
clear brain. Oh.
Clumsy vibes.
No, I almost
don't mute it.
I almost broke the mic.
Why is this not happening? Why does this not happen to me? Okay, clumsy girl right here.
Yeah. Going back to the ladies who spend so much energy and time for things that don't matter, don't do it. It's not worth it.
Or to the ones who will give advice, but is not really to the best interest of that individual. Like if someone's coming and telling you their secret or venting to you and complaining about something, maybe sometimes they just want you to listen and not hear back something. Because sometimes like you might vent about certain people or about, like, let's say an example, I come to you and let's say I vent to you about my husband. Maybe I just want you to listen.
Yeah.
And that's it. If you say a thing or two about my husband back to me, I might not like that. Sometimes you have to understand the situation. Like, why is this person coming and telling me? They do just want to like clear their mind and just vent and that's it, call it a day. Just be the ear to listen. Maybe give an advice like to let them know, or give your perspective saying, you know what, like I see your point of view, but maybe like you're not looking at it with a straight, clear mind.
Yeah.
Maybe your husband's not in the wrong, Unless there's definitely red flags, then you want to be that friend, that sister, that mom who stands up and says, you know what, this is not the right guy for you. Then at that point, then obviously you have
And you know why I feel bad for the men at this point? Because like I said earlier, like we always go to someone and complain about like if something happens in our life with anyone, whether it's friends, cousins, family, in-laws. But poor guys, like I said earlier, they don't have anybody to go and talk about their in-laws with. So they're actually doing this all quietly and
in their hearts.
And
that now makes me feel so bad.
And then when
have like some men therapy sessions and get all these guys together.
Yeah.
They would never spill the tea.
Yeah.
They don't even remember half the things we tell them. Yeah.
But the good thing is they don't take things at heart too.
Yes.
Like even if they have problems, they will deal with their wife and that's it. But women just do hold the grudge a little bit longer, I think. So
we will remember details. Like
I remember what you said 20 years ago, or remember what like your family said to me 15 years ago. Or remember when your family said
May
like
17, 2014, 5:56 p.m. This is exactly what you were wearing. This is what you said to me. Details.
Yeah.
People write details on their notes too. I used to do that. I'm joking.
I would believe that.
You would, because I'm so organized.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, I would believe that. I pictured you like 5:43 p.m. I think when you're married to this person, I think, I'm not saying even if they're wrong, go stand up for them, but I think you guys have to have each other's back.
Of course.
That's how a relationship becomes more
stronger, healthier, and more trustworthy as well. Because if you can trust that you can rely on them and they're going to have your back, especially when you're not in the room, then what else do you want? Yeah. That's beautiful.
Because nobody's perfect. Like you said, you learn from each other. You just
grow together. We were kids. Like, we were kids when we got engaged, married, and sometimes I see couples that are getting engaged, married like at a younger age or whatever, and then it just doesn't last long. And it's because they either were two different people and they did not want to grow together within the same mentality. And but that's not the right way. I think like when
You should
especially
change
when
for each other.
especially when you're in a relationship at a younger age. Like I was 23 when I got engaged, right? So I was pretty
19.
okay. Yeah, you were way too young. Okay, I thought I was
a
young, but no.
baby.
But
Yeah.
I had my own my share of differences with my husband,
Yeah.
you know. But we grew together,
You learn from each
and
other,
it just
and then
worked out, right?
yeah, and then you change for each other. Not change like
Like completely or like a 180 degrees. No,
Yeah.
you change
For better.
For better, yes.
Yeah, you
For
have to
better
change
or
for
worse.
better. Yeah, exactly. That's how it should be. And as we're aging, maybe things will be different in the future. You know.
Yeah, maybe something they'll do will bother us more later.
Yeah.
I saw a video one time. I think it was like a husband's perspective saying, "My wife when I just breathe." The wife is so pissed off, saying, "Stop breathing like that," and the poor
I've
guy's
seen
just
that
breathing.
video.
Everything we watch online is complaints, or not even just complaints. Like it's just more advice or complaints or venting for women.
Yeah.
There's barely anything
for men out there.
Yeah, and I think their
That's why I was
perspective is so
surprised when I
important.
saw that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I think their perspective is so important. And even us as women, like just hearing that, even personally, I was like, damn, like I didn't even look at it that way, right? So it's nice to see both ways.
Because if it happened to you, you would have probably like
Oh, I would have burnt the house.
freaked out.
down.
Freaked out. Like imagine your husband going and running everything through his sister and mom first before doing it.
Well, you know,
he's
and then
getting control.
when there are men like that who will get advice,
There is,
they're
yeah.
called mama's boys,
Yeah.
right?
Oh,
so
yeah.
so
That's
should-
another topic we'll talk about
So
another
should
day.
girls be called mama's girls? Because in a sense, that's
No, I think this is more like just getting controlled by her family all the time. Whatever you're doing, wherever you're going, it's like little things in the house. Like, is he even there? He doesn't
that's
matter.
the same thing when people say that their mom is controlling my husband, my mother-in-law's controlling my husband.
Yeah.
He's a mama's boy, right?
Yeah.
So that's the same thing now.
Yeah.
But we
Yeah.
don't ever call it that.
And that's why we're here to talk about it, because men
bring attention
do
to
go
it.
through the same thing as us
have
sometimes.
feelings
Let's complain and vent less about them, and then just communicate with them, I guess, and focus more on your relationship more than going and oversharing with so many people, because that doesn't matter. What matters is just the two of you. That's all.
And if you want to vent to us. Send us your stories and we can share it next. And no judging. This is a safe space for you. That's what we're here for. Thank you so much for watching us all the way. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe and leave a comment. And follow us on TikTok and Instagram. We love to see you every Thursday.
We love you guys, and until next Thursday, take care. Bye.